So the process of adding these two blocks was fairly similar. It took a little less work to create the content type because we didn't have to add the additional field for the name, but it was easier to place the block because we didn't have to go through the view's configuration in order to generate a block. At this point though, the content type affords us a greater amount of flexibility. So let's say we wanted there to be a link here to a full page with a longer description of this adventurer. We can do that with a content type. But one of the main distinguishing features of a block is that it doesn't have a public-facing URL. It's only intended to be inserted in the context of other URLs. So if we ever anticipate wanting an endpoint that includes the content of a block, then using a content type makes a lot more sense. Now we can use views for nodes, but we can also use them for blocks. If we went to Structure, Views, and Add New View, we could select Show Custom Block, and we can select our Feature Adventurer type. So we don't have to use a content type in order to use views. We can use the fields in a custom block the same way in a view. One advantage to using a view, whether it's a block or a piece of content, is that you can make it dynamic. So let's say we add additional featured adventurers, and we always want the newest featured adventurer to show up in a block. Well, we can have that automatically by sorting the block according to created date and still only displaying the top result. It seems very possible that eventually we'll want pages exposed for the featured adventurers. So to allow for this possibility in this case, I think it makes sense to use a content type instead of a custom block type. So let's do a little cleanup and get rid of our block and our custom block type. To get rid of a block type, we're going to have to get rid of the blocks first. So let's go to Structure, Block Layout, and Custom Block Library, and let's delete Josie Jones. Now let's go to our block types and delete Featured Adventurer.